Okay, so real talk, have you ever watched a pro CS2 match and thought, what are these guys even doing? Like, they're not even fragging that hard sometimes, and they're still winning every single round. And you're sitting there thinking, I have good aim. I practice. Why am I still losing? That's what this video's about. Because here's the thing, pro players are not winning because they're just better at shooting. That's maybe like 20% of it. The other 80%, it's stuff most people completely ignore. And today, I'm breaking all of it down. Let's get into it. First thing, economy. And before you skip past this, hear me out, because this alone is probably why you're losing rounds. You should be winning. CS2 has a money system, right? Every round, you earn cash from kills, from winning, from planting the bomb. And the way pros manage that money is completely different from how most players do it. When you lose a round in the regular game, what do most people do? They just buy whatever they can. Maybe a rifle, maybe some armor, maybe a pistol, no coordination. Everyone's doing their own thing. And then the next round, half your team is broke, and the other half has guns. That's a disaster. Pros don't do that. They decide together either everybody buys or everybody saves. It's called an eco round. You don't spend money when you can't afford a full buy. You save it so that next round, every single person has a rifle, armor, and utility. That's how you swing rounds. That's how you come back from being down in 3 to 8. The money cap in CS2 is $16,000. Pros track not just their own money, but also the enemies. If the other team just bought 5 rifles and lost, they know the next round the enemy is probably on pistols. So they push harder, they take risks, because the timing is right. Most players never think about the enemy economy. Pros think about it every single round. Okay, next one. And this is the big one. Utility. Smokes, flashes, Molotovs. Most people treat these things like an afterthought. Like, oh yeah, I'll throw a smoke somewhere, maybe a flash, whatever. Pros treat utility like it's literally their weapon. Here's what I mean. On Inferno, one of the most popular maps right now, the entire T-side strategy can fall apart or succeed based on whether you control banana. And pros don't control banana with gunfights. They control it with Molotovs. You throw a Molotov into the spot where the CT is holding, they have to move, and your teammate walks right in. No aim duel, no risk, just utility doing the work. Same thing with smokes. Pros aren't just throwing smokes randomly, they're throwing smokes that cut off specific CT positions. So when they push a site, there's literally only 1 or 2 angles to worry about instead of 5. They're making their own job easier before the gunfight even starts. And the new reload system that dropped earlier this year changed things even more. Since PGL Bucharest in April, pros have had to rethink their utility timing around reloads, which means if you're watching pro demos right now, you're seeing some of the freshest strats the scene has ever had. The thing is, you don't need to know 100 smokes. Know the 5 or 6 that matter on the 2 maps you actually play. That's enough to make a huge difference. Next up, positioning. And this connects to something called trading kills. Here's the things. In Pro CS2, individual players don't take fights alone unless they have to. They position themselves so that if one player dies, the teammate right behind them can immediately get the trade kill. It's like a backup system. You die, someone's already there to take down whoever killed you. Most players peek angles alone, get killed, and that's it. One down, no trade, enemy has full advantage. Pros would never let that happen. They communicate, they stack, They make sure every peak has a follow-up. And the peaking itself is different. Pros use something called a shoulder peak to get information without dying. You quickly flash a tiny piece of your body around a corner, the enemy reacts, maybe misses, and now you know exactly where they are. You didn't take damage, you didn't give up your position, and now you have information. Jump spotting is another one. You literally jump and peek at the same time. You're only visible for a split second during the jump, and you land back in cover. Pros do this constantly to gather info without committing. Okay, last big one. Map knowledge. And at the pro level, this goes way deeper than just knowing the callouts. Right now, in 2026, the active map pool is Mirage, Inferno, Nuke, Dust 2, Ancient, Overpass, and Anubis, which came back in January and replaced Train. And each map has a personality. Nuke favors CT side hard. Anubis is the most T-sided map in the pool right now because of the water and connector control. Knowing this stuff means you know which side to play more passively or aggressively. But here's the pro level thing. They don't try to be good at all 7 maps. They pick 2 maps they're really good at and go deep on those. They know every smoke, every angle, every economy pattern. And when it comes to map veto, they protect those maps and try to force the enemy onto maps the enemy hates. That is a skill. Knowing your own strengths and forcing the matchup in your favor before the game even starts. So let's bring it all together real quick. Pro players win because of economy coordination, because utility does half the work before a gunfight happens, because their communication is fast and clean, because every peak has a trade backup, and because they go deep on a small number of maps instead of being okay at everything. None of this requires insane aim, like seriously. Some of this stuff you can start doing in your very next match. If you want me to do a deeper breakdown on any one of these, like just utility for Mirage, or how to actually read enemy economy, let me know in the comments. I'll make it. Drop a like if this helped, and subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. I'll catch you in the next one.